Hey everybody, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
You're watching Tesla Time News.
Episode 379.
Oh, now you know. Thank you to our sponsor today, Moomoo. Moomoo is a one-step trading platform based in Silicon Valley.
We're excited to share with you the industrial chain feature that we really like. We talk a lot about Tesla, and Moomoo's industrial chain provides a wealth of information related to the electric vehicle industry.
So just click on the Markets tab and you'll find over 400 constituent stocks related to EVs, including battery materials, different modules, and of course, vehicle companies.
If you want to stay up to date on Tesla's business data, like vehicle deliveries and production, Moomoo has you covered.
But the best part is that they have recently upgraded their cash sweep program, offering an impressive 5.1% annualized return for new users. Yes, 5.1%.
This stands out as one of the highest yields in the entire brokerage industry. We all understand the value of putting our money to work for us.
We also have FDIC insurance here for up to $1 million for your deposited funds.
You have the flexibility to deposit any amount that fits your budget, allowing you to accrue interest daily and withdraw at your convenience, making it more versatile than traditional fixed deposits.
And that's not all. With our exclusive link below, new users can receive up to 15 free stocks when opening an account and depositing funds.
Canadian and Australian users can enjoy different welcome bonuses as well. Check the link in the description for more info.
You can decide when to trade, but don't miss out on the big bonus.
Well, it was fun getting to hang out with Sandy Munro in Austin during the Cybertruck after party.
And we just learned a couple things about the upcoming $25,000 Tesla Model 2 from Sandy's interview with Elon. So first, Elon said, "We are working on a low-cost electric vehicle that will be made at very high volume. We are quite far advanced in that work. I review the production line plans for that every week. The revolution in manufacturing that will be represented by that car will blow people's minds. It's not like any car production line that anyone has ever seen. The thing that is most interesting about this is the production system. It's a level of production technology that is far in advance of any automotive plant on Earth." Elon also confirmed that the Model 2 would start being built at Giga Texas first, and then the production would start at Giga Mexico.
So why not start at Giga Mexico?
Well, Elon said it would take too long to complete the factory in Mexico.
Whoa. So, I mean, that could imply that the Model 2 would start production in, 2025?
That would be my guess, if not 2024.
Or it just means that Giga Mexico is going to take even longer than we thought, and, it's more like, 2026 that this will be coming out in Giga Texas.
Yeah, I think the big key here, though, is that we're all focused on the car itself, which is going to be cool, I'm sure, but it's the production line that's actually the most important. It's just that most customers don't get to see that, and so they don't think about it.
I wonder what kind of new technologies they're implementing to make the car cheaper.
Could it be robots? So Holmar's catalog said, Tesla owner, another shitty holiday software update for Christmas. Who cares about Apple Podcasts? Toyota owner, for Christmas, my Toyota's catalytic converter got stolen.
Elon said, we need to step up our game.
So to me, this holiday update is like getting things like socks in your stocking, things that you actually appreciate a week later when you're like, oh, I needed a pair of new socks. But on Christmas Day, you're like, oh, socks?
Okay, so what are we getting in the holiday update?
All right, so Tesla said the 2023 holiday update rolls out next week. Here's what's coming. Custom lock sounds. So replace the horn lock sound of your vehicle with another sound like a screaming goat. And you can also make out on the screen here that you can also get rubber ducky, jingle, old school horn, applause, and quack. And there's probably some others we're not seeing.
You can probably make your own custom one.
I hope so.
The car is now locked.
You get LAN party on wheels, so you can play your favorite games on the rear touchscreen. Does this mean you can LAN within the car? So you're going to multiplayer within the car?
I feel like you could. Why not?
I mean, LAN means local area network. So.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody remembers that.
You get rear screen Bluetooth headsets. So parents rejoice. Rear passengers can now use wireless Bluetooth headphones when watching shows or playing games on the rear screen. You'll also get Apple Podcasts. Listen to millions of the world's most popular podcasts on Apple Podcasts. And you get the Tesla app trip planner. So you can use Tesla mobile app to plan a multi-stop trip and then send it to your vehicle.
That's really nice.
Oh, by the way, we have a Patreon poll this week about which features our patrons think are the most important, and we'll be showing you that later.
All right.
But there's more. You get speed cameras en route. So navigation now includes speed cameras, stop signs, and traffic lights. Do you think that's a big deal?
Well, I mean, do speed cameras mean parked police cars?
So I don't think this is like Waze where that's been reported. I think this is just where they know of a speed camera, like a mounted speed camera.
Okay. So, I mean, that's good. It's a good upgrade, but I think it's not like the Waze. Again, it still routes with traffic. Right. So, if traffic's all you're worried about, then you don't have to worry about it.
You get automatic 911 calls now. So your vehicle will automatically call 911 if an accident triggers the airbags. That's a nice feature. Right. You don't have to wait till you've come to from an accident and then fumble for your phone, which is probably flown out of your pocket.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay for OnStar.
Right. You get blind spot indicators. So the blind spot camera will alert you with red shading when your turn signal is on and a car is detected in your blind spot. More live sentry cameras. So when viewing vehicle surroundings from the Tesla app, you'll now have access to the left and right pillar cameras for a total of 7 angles.
So we haven't really seen these views much outside of like autopilot training.
Right.
But that would basically truly give you a full 360. Now, they say that this is going to be in the live view on your Tesla app. I hope that they're also recording them to the Sentry mode in your car.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, because you don't want to miss anything if someone scratches your car or something. Light show. So they've added a thunderous new light show called The Arrival. Can't wait to hear that. And you get Castle Doombad now available in the Tesla Arcade, plus updates to Beach Buggy, Polytopia, and Vampire Survivors. I don't even remember Vampire Survivors.
I don't remember that one either.
And this one, which a lot of people seem to like, which is High Fidelity Park Assist. So you see a 3D reconstruction of your surroundings while parking. And speaking of Tesla over-the-air software updates, Sawyer Merritt said, I hope one day Teslas get 360-degree bird-eye views. It's such a great feature.
Mars Catalog says, unpopular opinion, this feature is completely irrelevant in a world where cars drive themselves.
And Elon said, true. We are working on a feature where the car identifies probable viable parking spaces. You tap on one, exit the vehicle, and it parks there. So that's kind of an update from what we have now, which is that you are in the car and it parks it. This is kind of nice because a lot of times the parking spaces are tight and it's hard to open the doors.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to have the car just park itself while you're standing there. But what do you think about Mars Catalog saying that the 360 view is kind of irrelevant?
Yeah, in a world where the cars fully drive themselves.
In a world.
We're not in that world at the moment, so I agree with Sawyer Merritt. I think that it's not a standard feature, but it's a pretty common feature these days that you have some kind of top-down 360 view around the car. And, you know, a lot of them look really bad. Some of them look really good, but I just think that Tesla has pretty much all the cameras that it needs.
What happened to the Porsche? Remember, they were going to have a drone that would launch from the car and like follow you around.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Don't they have that?
Wasn't that going to happen
I thought
already?
they had that. I mean, why would they have talked about it?
That was a Tesla killer, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh, of course. If you're like us, you still have some last-minute shopping to do this holiday season, especially for those people who are hard to shop for.
Luckily, Climate Exchange's 8th annual EV raffle tickets are still on sale, and they make the perfect gift for the loved one, or if you just want to treat yourself.
When you buy a raffle ticket, you'll immediately receive an email and text message, meaning it won't get caught up in shipping delays.
Whoever receives your gift could end up with the car of their dreams.
The raffle's grand prize winner will have their pick of any EV on the market worth up to $112,835, which is the price of a fully loaded Tesla Model X Plaid, by the way.
Plus, as a gift to you, Climate Exchange will pay all the prize taxes.
Along with the brand new EV, the winner will get an extra $5,000 in charging support to help pay for and install a home charger or to use on the road.
Even if you don't win the top prize, Climate Exchange's raffle has cash prizes for 2nd through 5th place, so you're really getting 5 chances to win with each ticket you buy.
Climate Exchange has been running this raffle for 8 years, and they sell out every year.
They're only selling 5,000 tickets, so you have really great odds, but you don't want to miss out.
The winner in their 6th raffle actually heard about the contest from our channel, so you could be the next one of our viewers to win.
Even if you don't buy the winning ticket, your purchase is still going towards a great cause.
Climate Exchange is a nonprofit, and they're working hard to help states transition to a zero-emissions economy by passing climate policy.
That's the whole reason they're running this raffle in the first place.
They know that EVs play a key role in reducing carbon pollution, and the proceeds from this raffle help fund their important work.
You can buy tickets at carbonraffle.org, and they can email them straight to whoever they're for. No gift wrap required. And thank you to YouTuber Woowa for his recent drone footage from 6 days ago of Tesla's Model 3 Highland refresh rear right-hand drive models spotted in Shanghai's Southport ready for export. This likely means that countries like Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, and Japan will likely be getting their first refresh Model 3 soon.
So Giga Shanghai is still the only factory producing the refresh Model 3?
Yep, but according to some rumblings on the interwebs, the refresh Model 3 may start production in Fremont early in January. Also, the Project Juniper Model Y is targeted to start production next year as well. So we'll be seeing a refresh of the Model Y, it seems. We now turn to China and Tesla's Chinese social media post. You probably can't read this, most of you, but the English translation is the Model Y Standard Range Edition is sold out. in 2023, on the way to Tesla's global delivery of 1.8 million vehicles. Thank you for your efforts.
Sold out for the rest of the year. This seems like a really good sign to me that this late in the year, Tesla is still guiding for 1.8 million cars sold in 2023, as they have been all year.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, only 4 countries have outpaced the adoption of EVs faster than China: Norway, Iceland, Sweden, and the Netherlands. And so, I mean, amazing that a country this big is speeding up to EVs this fast. But yeah, going back to what you said, all year long, pretty much, Tesla's been guiding at 1.8 million vehicles. And usually this time of year, it's when companies like Rivian and Lucid are like, you know what, we can't really make 40,000, so let's say 34,000. Tesla's not backed off, so it seems like we could be looking at 1.8 million.
But that doesn't mean that the analysts are going to be happy.
No. Exactly.
No, they're going to say, well, we actually thought it was going to be 2.3 million. So we're still disappointed.
And let's dive into Tesla's China sales numbers. According to the China Passenger Car Association, the CPCA, Tesla sold 65,504 Tesla sales for November. That's up 14% from October for Tesla's best November sales in China since Giga Shanghai opened.
So take a look at this chart of sales broken down by month and year starting in 2020. Wow.
This chart here suggests that we could see a record-breaking Q4 in China.
Oh, right, because we haven't added the red third month to the far right bar, which would basically be for December.
Yeah, so I mean, if that red bar is big enough, it would make it the best quarter yet. What do you guys think down below? Do you think they can do it?
I think they can do it.
And yeah, let's look at this accumulated Tesla sales in China chart. We're likely looking at over 600,000 Teslas sold in China this year.
What is Tesla selling more of in China?
The Model Y. So 58,000 Model Ys were sold in November versus about 24,000 Model 3s. Tesla has seen an increase of 32.6% year over year sales in China from 2022 to 2023, and a 26.6% year over year in exports from Giga Shanghai. Hey, and if you like what's going on with Tesla sales in China, or you like what's going on this channel, hit the like button. It really helps us out. No, I mean, hit it now.
The Tesla Swedish strike is now, well, should we start calling it the Scandinavian strike?
I know what you mean. The leader of Norway's Fellesforbundet Union, Jorn Eggum, says the right to demand a collective agreement is an obvious part of our working life, and we can't accept that Tesla places itself on the outside.
So what is the Fellesforbundet?
I mean, under my Gleibenstoben. Yes, and I think that there's something under my Glungelkorb.
It's a Norwegian trade union that represents various industries. 3F, which is a trade union in Denmark, has also signed on to support the strike against Tesla in Sweden. But I should stress that both of these unions confirmed that their actions would only affect Tesla in Sweden and not in Denmark or Norway. Niklas posted, large Danish pension company drops its Tesla shares. Tesla's resistance to signing the Swedish agreement now causes Pension Denmark to put Tesla shares on its exclusion list. Pension Denmark will sell off its Tesla shares.
And Elon says, wow, they should be sued for failing their fiduciary duty to their pensioners.
And Matthias Fahn says the pension of 800,000 plus Danes, including my brothers, are going to be affected by union activism. It's tragic that a pension fund would let woke activism affect their fiduciary duty to their members, who, by the way, has no say in this nonsense. Tesla talent enjoys great employment terms.
And Elon said yes.
And Matthias went on to say, for context, here's one of their members, my brother's reaction to this. Shit company. They should invest my money to the best of their ability instead of this political shit. It's outrageous that some mechanics in Sweden and a 3F union chairman are managing my money.
Elon said, exactly. Shame on them.
And look, I don't know how this is going to play out, but I am pretty sure that Elon's not going to back down. So my guess is that at some point, Tesla is going to threaten to pull out of Sweden. And since Elon doesn't make idle threats and he is fearless,
hey, Bob,
it'll be Sweden that'll lose out if Tesla leaves.
I don't know if it's even going to get this far. I think that while all of this sounds really bad, I think that Tesla has ways of working around basically all of this union nonsense. And it's just going to make the company stronger for it. Labor might be really important in Sweden, but I think that they're going to be able to find ways to work around all of this.
To your point, I have heard that Tesla owners in Sweden are actually able to get their license plates by applying directly to the Department of Transportation. So,
Right.
I mean, yeah, there are workarounds to that. I just don't know that the unions are going to back down. I think this is going to, well, you know what? We're going to talk about more on this on disruptive investing this week. All right, it's time for the Cybertruck Roundup.
Yeehaw! The Cybertruck Roundup.
So Dar says Cybertruck audio by itself is enough reason to buy this truck. This was massively overlooked by reviewers like MKBHD. Having spent countless hours in concert venues and studios with audio engineers, I can say with confidence, recording studio sound dynamics is no stretch of the truth. There is no vehicle on the road with sound like this. Listening to Retrograde by James Blake in a Cybertruck was nothing short of legendary. So blown away by our audio engineering team.
And then Marquise Brownlee, MKBHD, said, "Ha, I cut it out of the video because it used copyright music, but the speakers do get really damn loud." Which is super lame. We've tested audio in cars before. You can play whatever you want off your phone. So
or just mention it.
I don't know. That's probably what I would have done if I was. I don't know if I got special access to review the truck. So like just Tesla, just so you know, I would have told everyone about it.
And Elon said, "Incredible audio experience." And I kind of thought that after Tesla delivered the first 10 Cybertrucks back on November 30th, that we wouldn't see any more sales for a while. But I have been hearing from a bunch of people who are getting this in their inbox. As an early reservation holder, you are invited to order your Foundation Series Cybertruck, which is fully optioned and includes limited edition laser etched badging, premium accessories, charging equipment with PowerShare home backup hardware, all-terrain tires, full self-driving capability, and more.
For $120,000 for the beast. And that includes full self-driving and a bunch of accessories. So California and Texas deliveries only until 2024, huh?
Hey, Tesla, we'll pick up ours in Texas at the Gigafactory and save you the trip. How's that? Huh?
Yeah.
And remember when Tesla had that clause saying that you couldn't sell your Cybertruck for 1 year?
And then 3 days later, Tesla removed it?
Well, it now appears that in the Foundation Series Cybertruck sales agreement, the no resale provision seems to have returned.
So it's back now? They had it, then they got rid of it, and now it's back, but only for Foundation?
Yeah, it's not on the website, but people who are reporting that they're getting offered to buy it are showing that this is in the sales agreement. And I think it's because, again, Tesla's afraid that you'll get the truck and then you'll resell it.
Okay. So do you think that this is just going to be for the Foundation series, or do you think that this is
so. I don't know. I think after a while, they're not going to care if you resell it. It's just in the early days is my guess. But, you know, what I do think is kind of interesting is I think we were the first to spot the Foundation series badge. Remember, we were walking around the Cybertruck and then the light caught it just right.
Yeah.
And we were like, wait, what's that?
It was pretty, I don't want to say subtle. It is subtle. It was well implemented. It's not some gaudy, stupid badge. Nice. And they laser etched it into the Cybertruck, which to me points to laser etching as a brand new form of customizing your truck, which nobody is talking about yet. Everyone's so focused on wraps, and I love wraps. They look great, but they're also wicked expensive. I think that laser etching might end up being a cheaper option, especially if you just want to like say something on the side of your truck.
Lasers. Anyway, if you want to see that, check out the Cybertruck after party live stream that we did. You can definitely see so much cool stuff there. Oh, and during our Patreon bonus stories this week, we're going to show you how Ford does it with their Ford F-150 Lightning, how many people it takes to put their badging on.
Oh, okay.
Multiple people. And thank you to the Cybertruck Owners Club. They help support the show. You can go check out all the new latest information about Cybertruck there and see the 3D configurator, allowing yourself to visualize your Cybertruck in any color, wrap, and logo. So according to Bloomberg NEF, the United States just passed the 1 million mark with BEVs sold this year. That's just the first 11 months of this year.
And Elon posted on X, woohoo! That's an increase of 50.7% year over year. And Gabe Klein, executive director of the Joint Office of Energy and Transportation, added, "Hello, everyone. Some breaking news. First time ever in 1 year can I get a woot woot, and roughly the same number of e-bikes will likely be sold in 2023 in the United States as well."
So what does that mean in terms of gasoline to take 1 million more ICE cars off the road in the U.S. this year?
That's about 500 million gallons of gasoline that wasn't used, just from those 1 million new EVs. And with all those new e-bikes on the road, studies by the Denver Department of Transportation have shown that 50% of all car trips are shorter than 3 miles.
Okay.
Participants in the study preferred to use their e-bikes for trips between 1 to 4 miles. In another study by Andy Bonow, about 30% of participants' e-bike trips replaced their car trips.
So all those new e-bikes are also saving like tens of millions of gallons of gasoline.
That saves money, and that saves us all from the PM 2.5 particles that go into our lungs and brains, and it saves a lot of carbon dioxide as well.
Sawyer Merritt posted news. Tesla Model Y jumps to second in new vehicle registrations in the U.S., overtaking the Toyota RAV4. Through the third quarter of 2023, Experian reports 2.5% of all newly registered vehicles were Model Ys.
Elon says, cool. That is cool.
And Farzad makes a good point. Tesla Model Y costs about 40% more than a RAV4, is a pure EV, and is barely, if ever, advertised, yet has sold more units in 2023. advertises itself. So on Jason Camisa's Cybertruck video, which I urge you all to watch, Jason talks about how Elon sent a manual to the executives of all the major car companies titled How to Design a 48-Volt Vehicle.
And so what we're talking about here is normally in your car, you have the battery, and I'm talking about like a normal car, gas car, which aren't going to be normal for much longer. It's a 12-volt battery,
right,
and you have those big cables that come and connect to it. Now, we're going to get to the math in a minute, but basically by switching to 48 volts, it's a huge advantage, and Elon just sent a memo to all the car companies explaining how to do it.
And you might think, well, that's just a joke, right? I mean, Jason was just doing a bit. But Ford CEO Jim Farley said they weren't joking. We received the document today, dated December 5th. Thanks, Elon. Great for the industry.
And Elon said, you're welcome.
John Hayes posted, Elon Musk sends 48-volt architecture documents to other CEOs. How many will read it themselves before they forward it to the executive most likely to preserve the status quo?
Thanks, Elon. I got your binder today. Looks very interesting. I'm going to give this to my best team of engineers.
What do you want me to do with this?
Burn it.
Burn it?
Yeah, 48 volts. Sounds great. They're going to get working on it right away. Good stuff. Okay, bye. All right.
You want me to burn it? What did Elon have to say?
Something about volts and current and less wire. I have no idea. I don't want to hurt his feelings. Seems like he put a lot of time into this little project. I don't want to tell him that we don't make cars anymore. You're thinking of Henry Ford. This is Ford. We sub out all this now. We slap our badge on it. Can you look up something for me, by the way?
Sure.
What does vertically integrated mean?
Vertically integrated.
And also, what is a neural net?
Neural net. We'll get a memo to you by the end of the quarter.
Oh, that sounds great. Don't rush or anything.
No.
I'm going to go play golf. I'll see you guys later.
Vertical net, integrated net. Right. We'll get that to you right away.
Awesome. Thank you.
What's a neural net? Anyone know? Look, all jokes aside, switching to 48 volts from 12 volts is a game changer.
According to Ohm's law, which states that the current through a conductor between 2 points is directly proportional to the voltage across the 2 points.
So in other words, P equals V times I. Power equals voltage times impedance.
So if you double the voltage and cut the current by a quarter, you get the same power.
So Tesla was able to cut the current of their system by a factor of 16, 2 to the 4th power. That means reduced power losses, smaller wiring, and improved efficiency.
And just to go back to the smaller wiring, wire is largely made of copper, and copper is expensive.
The average pickup truck wiring harness has between 15 to 20 pounds of copper in it.
This change allows Tesla to reduce the total wiring in the Cybertruck by 77%, using half the amount of copper.
Copper is around $4 a pound right now. So not only do you get a weight reduction in the truck, which helps with range, but you also get to save on the raw material costs, which your competitors can't.
Because they need Tesla to send them a book on how to make their cars use 48 volts, even though it's something I think that any electrical engineering student would be able to tell you how to do.
Which is really funny is during Sandy's interview of Elon last week, Sandy said that back when he worked for Ford, I think in the 80s, they tried to do this. It didn't work out. But then forevermore, Ford executives were like, nope, we can never try that again.
We tried that back in the 80s and it didn't work. So we can't do it. It's physically impossible.
So Starlink just completed 9 months of testing in the frigid Arctic. Brian Beal, who is the principal engineer for the U.S. Air Force's Research Laboratory Integrated Capabilities Directorate, or RELICT, said, you can imagine an Army, Air Force, or Navy unit deployed to a remote location that doesn't have the cell phone service niceties and very quickly have communications at high rates that an airman can set up in 10 minutes. That's a great capability to have. We tested it in some very high winds and very cold temperatures. That all went smoothly, though. Once we got the terminals mounted securely to withstand high winds, they worked great with no issues.
You may remember that in September of this year, Starlink Starshield won a $70 million contract with the U.S. Space Force to provide internet for the U.S. military for 1 year.
And back in June, Starlink won the contract with the Department of Defense for Starlinks to be provided to the Ukraine. We saw a video of Thailand's Prime Minister Suretha Savisin climbing onto the tonneau cover of a Cybertruck with Tesla's VP of Engineering, Lars Moravi, at the Fremont factory last month.
Now it appears that Thailand's Prime Minister is helping Tesla executives find land to buy in Thailand, saying, I went out of my way to entertain them so they would fall in love with Thailand. They are looking for 790 acres of land.
And he hinted that Tesla could be looking to invest about $5 billion in Thailand.
Thailand already has a lot of auto production going on. 2.5 million cars a year are made in Thailand.
Japanese companies like Honda, Toyota, and Isuzu already are in Thailand, and Chinese companies like BYD and Great Wall Motors have committed $1.4 billion to build new factories in Thailand.
Thailand offers EV incentives up to $4,200 per vehicle.
So is Tesla going to construct a gigafactory in Thailand? Comment down below and let us know what you think. I think it could be pretty likely. I mean, you don't jump on a Cybertruck unless you're pretty excited about it. And hey, if you want to share this clip with a friend of yours, maybe in Thailand, but you don't want to share the whole show because it's an hour long, go to our Now You Know Clips channel on YouTube or go to X, where we chop these into little bite-sized clips that make them easy to share. So Tesla manufacturing. Bet you didn't know they had their own X channel. I can just see Elon. He's texting the head of Tesla manufacturing like, dude, you haven't posted anything on X for a while.
X, right. I'll get right on it. Hey, what can we post about?
We got a couple new robots.
Yeah, good. So obviously these drones are named after NASA's most famous Mars spacecraft.
And we figured out that these drones are actually made by a London-based company called Raw View Drone Systems Limited.
The Inventory XL works as a team. The bigger bottom robot drives along the factory with a drone on top.
When it gets to a shelf, the drone takes off and scans all the boxes and pallets vertically and updates the inventory system. Then they work their way down the aisle, scanning all the inventory.
This electric duo can scan up to 400 pallet spaces per hour.
It can run for 5 hours and then drives itself back to its charging base and charges for 4 hours.
So it can be scanning for about 12 hours a day or about 4,800 spaces per day. Imagine how long it would take a human to do all of that with a lift.
And you may be asking, why is this important? I mean, this seems pretty boring. Well, inventory management may not be as sexy as welding on body parts, but if Tesla doesn't have near perfect logistics for, say, the over 1,000 Model Y parts, the cars can't get built.
Parts are constantly arriving from outside suppliers or being made in the factory and stored on shelves in the Gigafactory.
If you can't find the parts, or if you run out of parts, everything comes to a grinding halt.
Now, the Tesla manufacturing post said that this drone can scan 12,000 pallets a day. Our math, based on the Raw View company website, came out to 4,800 pallets per day.
Maybe Tesla tweaked the software?
Or maybe Tesla installed their own batteries and got the runtime up longer and the charging speed faster?
That could be. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that Tesla didn't just make their own system, which kind of eliminated that bigger floor robot and just had flying drones. Because you could have a drone in each aisle that just parks itself and charges, and then you wouldn't have to keep landing on this big moving robot. Like, why is that needed?
I think it might be OSHA. I think OSHA probably is like, well, if you have a drone,
it must be tied to the ground.
It's going to be on the ground at all times.
You got that?
Maybe. It's just that drones are so small now, I feel like if they did bump into you, it wouldn't be a big deal.
I don't want to get hit by a drone.
But if it has the propeller guards, like, who cares?
I don't want no, this is fine. This is great.
Okay.
Ellie In Space is here with us again for our weekly SpaceX update.
SpaceX is just a few launches away from 100 launches for 2023, which would far surpass their record of 61 launches in 2022. We definitely have enough time left in December to make it happen. They continue their march toward 100 launches this year. So I want to know from you in the comments, do you think that they are going to make that goal, that milestone? Also keep in mind that for next year, 2024, they're looking at having 144 launches. So they really do launch Falcon 9s like clockwork, and most of these launches are launching Starlink satellites into space. We're also gearing up for another Starship test flight. It was rumored that it could be in December, but it's probably looking more like January. According to NASA, SpaceX is gearing up for a game-changing demonstration during the third test flight, and NASA has spilled the beans, revealing that the upcoming Starship flight might include a propellant transfer demonstration. Now, this isn't your run-of-the-mill demo. The plan is for the rocket to reach orbit, a crucial step for this ambitious maneuver. In case you missed it or live under a rock, SpaceX recently launched its second Starship flight November 18th.
Oh my gosh!
Making progress, but falling short of completing the full mission. Now the propellant transfer demonstration aims to take Starship beyond its current benchmarks. A NASA official shared the news on Monday, emphasizing the plan is still subject to change, as is common in the ever-evolving space industry. SpaceX's task involves transferring 10 metric tons of liquid oxygen within the Starship rocket. This tech is crucial because just like aerial refueling, Starship needs to be refilled with cryogenic propellant to deliver cargo to other planetary bodies. So there you have it, a potential groundbreaking moment for SpaceX and Starship. The anticipation is real. We can't wait to see if they'll successfully pull off this demonstration. We also can't wait to find out when the third launch is. There were some rumors it could be in December, but I'm leaning towards it actually being sometime in January or February. Elon also shared that SpaceX is tracking to launch over 80% of all Earth payload to orbit this year, which is just incredible. And in only a few hours, this got 2.9 million views. We also learned that SpaceX has approached investors for another tender offer. Now, a tender offer is a public bid for stockholders to sell their stock. This tender offer would value the company at above $175 billion. The tender volume could also go up as it's not finalized, and that could value the firm even higher. SpaceX's current valuation of about $150 billion makes it one of the most valuable private companies in the world. And Ron Barron, who according to CNBC owns more than $1 billion worth of shares in SpaceX, said that SpaceX will be worth about $500 billion by 2030. Last month, Elon also let us know that Starlink had achieved cash flow break even. Starlink is the world's largest satellite company and now has over 5,000 low Earth orbit satellites in operation, providing internet to people all around the globe. If you guys enjoyed this format, these are all clips from my new daily updates on my channel running from Monday through Friday, so please consider subscribing if you want more bite-sized news about SpaceX.
Thanks, Ellie. Go check out Ellie's daily updates, and I am so excited for the Starship's third test launch. Propellant refill? They're actually going to try this on the third launch?
I can't wait. All right, it's time for Into the Future, sponsored by Henson Shaving, and you may notice that I have a beard. I realized the only reason that I have a beard is because of my Henson shaver. And I know that that doesn't sound like it makes any sense. When I wanted to have a beard, which was a few years ago, my acne was so bad, it basically prevented me from doing it.
Oh.
So by using my Henson razor, I have basically eliminated all acne on my face.
That's awesome.
And it has allowed my face to heal and actually be able to kind of grow a fairly decent beard, one that I'm happy with.
Is this your winter beard?
I think this will be my winter beard, which I think is really fun. And then I get to go back to using my Henson shaver. Because it was, one day when it gets just too itchy, I'm going to probably be very tempted to just shave it all off.
Makes a great gift, by the way. And don't forget to use our code NOWYOUKNOW when you check out to get 100 free blades. We finally got Grok. And I asked it some questions. I said, what do you think of the Now You Know YouTube channel with Zach and Jesse, Grok?
And I mean, look at its response. It actually knows stuff.
It said, the Now You Know YouTube channel hosted by Zach and Jesse is a fantastic resource for those looking to learn more about electric vehicles, blah, blah, blah. Wow, it just keeps going on. It's just gushing over us.
Yeah.
I don't know if it just makes it up, but I was pretty pleased.
Making it up. But I mean, when you talk, you make stuff up.
That's true.
Too. So it's, it was able to learn about a YouTube channel.
Well, here's the thing. I asked ChatGPT this, I asked Bard this, and all of those were like, don't know what you're talking about. And Grok knew exactly what I was talking about. That's probably because we're on X.
I guess. You think that's why?
Yeah, I think it scans through X and it reads our posts.
I thought it was just that smart. I thought it was going through YouTube and watching all of our videos.
Well, I think it's probably going through at least X videos. We have a lot of videos on X, so yeah. All right, it's time for Going Green.
Now, you may remember that we reported on France's new solar canopy laws going into effect that mandate solar over certain parking lots.
Well, now New York City seems to have jumped aboard the train. While they're not mandating solar canopies over parking lots, they have just relaxed their zoning laws to allow for solar canopies over 8,500 acres of parking lots throughout the city.
And that's not all. The New York City Council approved the City of Yes for Carbon Neutrality zoning update that will also make it easier to deploy clean energy and EV chargers.
The City of Yes removes zoning obstacles that used to severely limit how much solar could be installed on rooftops.
It'll also make it easier to permit battery storage and now allow microgrids.
Ann Reynolds, the executive director for the Alliance for Clean Energy New York, says building climate solutions like solar power and battery storage often comes down to the nuts and bolts of permitting and zoning, and we are so thrilled that the New York City Council and the city administration are recognizing this through the City of Yes initiative.
And you might be thinking that like, oh, who cares about microgrids? One of the big advantages of microgrids that I don't think that anyone else is talking about is that you don't have to have a grid hookup. A grid hookup, first of all, slows you way down. If you're like, oh, we could get this project done in a month, it's now going to take about 3 years, sonny boy. The other thing is it totally reduces your expenses because instead of having to have all sorts of special stuff to be able to hook you up to the grid and needing a long wire to get you there, you just have a fully off-grid system, and as long as it's functioning every day, it's working. You don't have to worry about it. And here's another going green story for you. Half of London's black cabs are now EVs.
There are 15,000 of the iconic black cabs in London, and now half of them are electric.
Most of them are made by Geely, and to be completely transparent, they do have an onboard 1.5-liter petrol engine to extend the range by 62 miles, but these cars used to be powered by diesel, So
what makes black cabs so unique is that each cab is independently owned and operated, and the cabbies have a unique knowledge of the city. The drivers study for up to 3 years and spend about £10,000 to educate themselves on all the ins and outs of the city.
And last week, Uber announced that starting early next year, black cabs will be available in their app.
So Londoners, send us footage of you taking an EV black cab on your next trip.
Or just keep taking the tube, which is also electric.
All right, it's time for Sunspots.
We've read and heard from a lot of people who are positive towards EVs, but have this one catch.
Yeah, they say, I don't see how the electrical grid is going to keep up with the increased demand and how we're going to be able to install enough EV chargers. So let's start with the first part by going to this post on X. Gemma says, solar is the fastest growing energy source ever. This trend is durable and needs to be considered separately from other renewables when forecasting future growth. Consider wind plus solar. If we treat them as a group and extrapolate their growth, we get the following graph. So gray is solar, green is wind, blue is when you combine them both. But if you go to the bottom graph, you get to see that this is not going to be linear. It is actually exponential, and Elon said,
exactly.
So back to the fear or the objection, whatever you want to call it, about electrical grids not being able to handle all these extra EVs. Let's look at worldwide oil production over the past 120 years.
Oh, okay. Yikes. Now transport yourself back in your mind to the early 1900s when the gasoline-powered automobile was first appearing.
It would have seemed impossible to the average person that we would ever go from producing practically zero oil to producing thousands of terawatt hours of oil in just a few decades.
All those drilling rigs, both onshore and offshore.
All those pipelines, all those tanker ships.
Having to build the Panama Canal and the Suez Canal.
Oil refineries.
Thousands of gas stations with underground tanks.
Impossible! People must have said.
So much infrastructure will have to be built. It could never happen.
But it happened.
And going back to this solar chart, we're going to quadruple the amount of electricity from wind and solar in the next 7 years. 7 years.
13,000 terawatt hours.
Because it's not linear, it's logarithmic.
It's just that humans are really bad at seeing exponential change. Our minds are linear machines.
And so again, when people go like, oh, but will there be enough electricity? Yes! There will be clean electricity. That's the exciting part here. It's cheaper than any other source of electricity because it comes fresh and hot from the sun every single day.
I like that. If that was my solar company, I would call it Fresh and Hot. Get your fresh and hot solar, eh? Look, if you'd like to become your own fresh and hot solar energy provider, go to our friends at Energy Pal. They are the battery experts. They are the solar experts. They're going to help you go solar for less, and they know everything about it, and they'll give you all that information for free. Tell them Zach and Jesse sent you. Link is down below. All right, time for our video contributor stories. And look, we need your stories. Send them to us 2 minutes or less. Shoot them in the landscape with good audio, no music. Send them to hello@nowyouknowchannel.com. What do we got this week, Jess?
Nicole sent us this story from Electrify Expo where she was able to check out the VW ID Buzz.
What's up, Zach and Jesse? I hear you guys talking about Volkswagen all the time, and now I get to actually see one in person. I'm here in Miami at Electrify Expo. Come, let's check it out. It's got a bed. So you can fold it down, and if you want to go camping, got a nice little bed in here. That's pretty cool. And Oh, wow. That is so cool.
Yo, I'm about to make fried eggs.
Breakfast, I got you. Yeah. Get a spot for water.
Mommy, look, it extends.
Yeah, this extends, so
Yeah, this is
you
like
could get some shade. This is like the perfect vehicle for camping. Thumbs up.
Now, my only caveat here, Nicole, is that I don't think any of the cool stuff you just showed us with the ID Buzz actually comes with the ID Buzz. I think that's all third party. The bed, the whole pull-out kitchen stuff, I think that's all third party, which looks really cool. But like, I don't think that's VW, and I think it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool. All right, it's time for our Patreon bonus stories. Boy, do we have a lot of stories this week, Jesse. So much cool stuff. I mean, we're going to show you how Ford makes their electric pickup truck, and it's not that impressive. Sorry to give it away. So much cool stuff there, along with our disruptive investing this week and our investor club bonus stories. So head on over to Patreon, head on over to disruptive investing. So much more content for you. But first, finish off this show. All right, we're back from the Patreon bonus stories. It's time for the Patreon poll.
What is your favorite new feature in the Tesla Holiday over-the-air software update?
I'm just going to guess that it's the Park Assist.
Park Assist, you are correct.
Ooh.
36%. Coming in second is the Tesla app trip planner.
Oh,
So
I wouldn't
on
have guessed
your
that.
on your app, you could plan a multi-stop trip, which is great for long-distance trip stuff.
You know what I'm surprised at?
Yeah.
Is it Castle Doombad, which I know nothing about, but it just sounds cool. I would have thought that would have been high up on the list. I mean, it's a game. It's fun. But it's the like 1% of the people care about the games.
Yeah, because you also get speed cameras en route. You also got blind spot indicators. There's
that's pretty
more
cool.
fun and interesting things than a game.
It is funny, though. I've set my bar so high with Tesla that I was actually kind of disappointed. And even Elon said that, and many others said that. But yet, you're right. When I do look at the list, it is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I get like I'm not gonna listen to any Apple podcasts. I don't think, but
More live-centric cameras. I mean, I feel like that's another one of those socks things that's going to be cool later in the year when you realize you need it. All right, it's time for Elon's X's of the week. Lex Friedman says, the prevalence of anti-science sentiment in public discourse is sad. Humanity wins when we celebrate great scientific and engineering innovation. Not blindly, of course. Scientists, like all humans, can be corrupted by money, power, and fame, but most are amazing humans.
Elon said, absolutely.
What's Up Frank says, this is amazing. Disney loses 23 million subscribers overnight. Hang on. Community Notes caught it. That's not true. I think that's what's one of the best features of X is that you can't just say crap. It catches you.
Elon says this is fake, but Disney and others were buying advertising on this platform because it made financial sense for them to do so. It wasn't some kind of charitable donation. In boycotting X, they will experience a meaningful decline in distribution, which is contrary to the interests of their shareholders. So kind of opening up Disney for a lawsuit there from their shareholders because... You know, why would you do something like that?
Yeah, unless you can give good reason. And Elon said, here's the new sign at Starbase Launchpad. Gateway to Mars. And that's way bigger than it looks, by the way.
Yeah.
Elon tweeted out this meme, using my phone because I can't sleep. Can't sleep because I'm using my phone. Nate Esperanza says the power of X is undeniable. 27 million views for GTA 6 trailer in 1.5 hours.
And Elon said, yep.
That game, when's that coming out?
Not for another year.
Oh.
So you're going to have to wait.
Tesla Economics says the Tesla Model 3 has touched down in Malaysia.
Elon said, it's cool.
Dan says a list of games I have not played, all the GTAs.
And Elon says, tried, but did not like doing crime. GTA 5 required shooting police officers in the opening scene, just couldn't do it. Well, you're missing out. That's one of the most fun games in the whole world. So
Yeah, but you shouldn't be forced to shoot police officers.
what? It's a game.
Okay.
Do you know what a game is? You play it for fun. It's pretend.
Yeah, but I don't
Do you
know.
play chess?
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah?
Do you support killing people? Like, come on.
I guess I just don't.
Come on.
It's not as graphic.
He's playing Dota. He's playing all sorts of games that you
true.
kill people.
Yeah, but those are like demons and
Oh
stuff.
my God. Grow up.
Holmar's catalog says the narrative that the Cybertruck is dangerous for pedestrians is complete bullshit. Take a look at this F-150 and Cybertruck side by side. That wall of a truck will take a pedestrian out quick. Cybertruck's sloped front and AI active safety are way safer than traditional trucks.
Elon says, yes, we are highly confident that Cybertruck will be much safer per mile than other trucks, both for occupants and pedestrians.
Shibtoshi Nakamoto says entitlement is a core value in all of the worst people on Earth.
Elon says some places have so much smug it's hard to breathe.
Bill Ackman says the president of Harvard, MIT, and Penn were all asked the following question under oath at today's congressional hearing on anti-Semitism. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate your university's code of conduct or rules regarding bullying or harassment?
Elon says, let me help them out here. Calling for the genocide, death of anyone obviously constitutes harassment.
And by the way, the president of Penn just stepped down. Elon Musk parody channel says the top institutions in the world are flooded with the woke mind virus. This is more serious than people think. Something needs to change now.
Elon said, I've been saying this for a few years now. That's why I acquired the company formerly known as Twitter, to stop the extinctionists.
Michael Eisenberg says, what Jewish parents in their right mind would send a child to MIT, Harvard, or Penn? Why would any parent send their kid to be educated by this group of morally bankrupt presidents?
Elon said, I went to Penn 30 years ago. It was not like this then. And then he wanted to type in some code into the universe. Trace root woke mind virus.
Gabriel No Code says, mark my words, Apple will win the AI game.
Elon said, AI will win the AI game.
Elon Musk citizen journalist parody says, breaking, DOJ wants to break Musk.
Elon says, the world is going mad. All these lawsuits all of a sudden sure is one heck of a coincidence.
Chrisman says, when friends start homeschooling, they are inevitably shocked at how little time is needed for academics. School just fills the time.
Elon says, school teaches so slowly.
Elon then tweeted, so you're not mad at those who lied to you for years, but you're mad at me for proving they lied to you? He went on to say, SpaceX is tracking to launch over 80% of all Earth payloads to orbit this year.
Brian says, impressive. Is there a chart of the expected increase in global payload to space over the next decade? Where will these figures be in, say, 2033?
Elon says, we need to be on Mars by 2033. So there's your answer. Farzad says, comment from latest CarWow UK video where they drag race the Tesla Cybertruck versus a Lamborghini Urus. The world is not ready, LOL.
The comment was, what has the world come to? A Lamborghini losing a race to a Polygon, and Elon responded.
Elon then said the 91st Falcon flight of 2023. Wow. Sir Doge of the Coin says, Disney then, Disney now.
Elon said, pretty much.
Elon then said Starlink is now in Honduras. Ian says, why are advertisers still on Facebook and Instagram but have such a massive problem with X, which bans such content?
Elon said, yeah, why do their chief marketing officers endorse child trafficking? Let's ask them.
Dan says X should acquire the rights and release the full movies here. And this is because Amazon has canceled the TV adaptation of Ian M. Banks' sci-fi culture series, which is Elon's favorite book series.
And Elon responded with an exclamation point.
And then Aesthetica says X should start a movie studio to compete with Disney.
And Elon said, maybe we should.
The Quartering says, think about how much letting Alex Jones back on X would make the machine rage, Elon. It's time.
Elon says, we'll consider. In general, since this platform aspires to be the global town square, permanent bans should be extremely rare. Also, if he does say something false on this platform, then community notes will correct him, whereas that would not be the case elsewhere. Let's hold a poll.
Texas Lindsay says Alex Jones was suspended by Twitter 1.0 for saying CNN's Oliver Darcy had the eyes of a rat.
Elon says that is certainly not a valid reason for suspension.
John Ehrlichman says Fifth Avenue, New York City in 1900, one car. Fifth Avenue in 1913, one horse.
Elon says, and so it will be with electric versus combustion cars.
Michael Schellenberger says many reporters say it's fine that the Pentagon, FBI, and DHS created efforts to fight misinformation, but it's not. It's a violation of the First Amendment. And by diverting military and law enforcement from cybersecurity to cognitive warfare, they are also undermining our safety.
Elon said the problem with fighting misinformation is the inevitable politicization of government agencies, resulting in censorship of valid public discourse. And, at least in America, a criminal violation of the First Amendment.
Elon went on to say, why does Bob Iger, spelled wrong, advertise on Meta but boycott X? Real question.
Chuck Cook says, Elon, you know the answer. He's boycotting you, not X.
Elon said, exactly. Michael Seifert says, TikTok is fostering anti-Semitism and Meta is being sued for enabling child sex abuse on Facebook and Instagram, yet the media attacks and advertiser boycotts are coming for X and Elon. Apparently, it's a bigger crime to let people speak freely than to harbor child porn.
Elon said, yeah, it's insane.
Alex says the people have spoken. It's time to reinstate Alex Jones. Vox Populi, Vox Dei.
And he ran a poll with 92% saying that they should do it. Elon said, okay. He ran his own poll. But first, Jason Calacanis says, please no. And so Elon ran the poll. He got 70% yes to reinstate Alex Jones on the platform, 30% no. Elon says the decision is up to the people. The people have spoken, and so it shall be.
Penny2X says, my position is short of asking for violence. He should be able to speak.
Elon says he cannot break the law, meaning he won't be allowed to break the law on the platform if he wants to speak.
And Elon went on to say, I vehemently disagree with what he said about Sandy Hook, but are we a platform that believes in freedom of speech or are we not? That is what it comes down to in the end. If the people vote him back on, this will be bad for X financially, but principles matter more than money. Dr. Nodal says, if you can't allow people who you detest to say things you detest, you don't have true free speech. As long as he doesn't break the law, he should be allowed to spout his nonsense.
Elon says, yes, freedom of speech is otherwise meaningless. News narratives should evolve from the people rather than being decided by a handful of editors.
And Alex says, if we banned all conspiracy theorists from the internet, CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, MSNBC, and etc. would all be the first to go.
And Elon says, haha, true.
Holmar's catalog says, Ilya should come work at Tesla.
Elon says, or XAI.
Elon said, why are the UFO pics always so blurry? UFO caught on tape.
Doge Designer says over 10 million people have signed up for X so far this month.
And Elon says, we're seeing rapid growth. And he says, I live on Meme Street, because he got the name of his street changed to Meme Street. And he also said, God bless America and the world. That was him at the Army-Navy game. All right, it's time for Community Mail Time.
Community mail time.
Remember, send your stories and photos and videos to us at hello@nowyouknowchannel.com.
Chris saw this Arcimoto FUV in Venice Beach, California.
Juan sent us this picture of his Model Y towing a Rove Light camper.
Bobby spotted this Stark Industries wrapped Model 3 in Summerfield, Florida.
Nice. John sent us this picture of the 84-stall Quartzsite, Arizona supercharging station. Wow, look at that sky.
I know. Robin from Lighthorse sent us this picture of their Model 3 next to the Lighthorse.
Ho, ho, ho.
And we got to ride some of those in Texas.
I think we rode that one.
I think so.
Honor spotted this Wrap Polestar 2 in Toronto, Canada.
Mike spotted this SAIC Maxus in Skaring, Denmark.
Tammy found this hot pink Tesla Model 3 in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Amber saw the Cybertruck driving through Burlington, Vermont.
Woohoo! William spotted this trailer from an all-electric lawn care company called Kick Gas Lawns in Vero Beach, Florida. Hire them.
That is so
Batteries
kick-ass.
included.
Steve took this selfie with the Cybertruck in the showroom in Tampa, Florida.
And David saw this antique car converted into an EV while on a recent trip to Vienna, Austria.
That is really cute.
That is cute.
I love
Looks like
that.
it holds a lot.
I know.
All right, it's time for Supercharger reviews. Let's see what's out there in the world.
Hi, Zach and Jesse. I'm at the Tail and Bend 6 stall here just outside of Adelaide, about an hour out of Adelaide. It's located just off the main highway that goes between Adelaide and Melbourne. And it has a fairly big service station here. OTR is the name of it. It's got lots of provisions in there. It's Hungry Jack's and a lot of other food. And yeah, I think it's a pretty good one. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Thanks to Zach and Jesse. Bye.
Hi, Zach and Jesse.
This is Doug and
Riley and Logan.
we're at the Fernie, BC 250 kilowatt Tesla Supercharger. We're just finishing off our charge here. Great views. There's a Smitty's restaurant right next door. Gas station. Washroom, as well as there's a Dairy Queen down the way. Views are great.
And we got pop.
And we got pop.
Me and Logan got pop even.
Yeah, now you know.
This is the Drummondville, Quebec Supercharger location. It has 8 stalls. It is located in the parking lot of a shopping mall. And please be aware that the washroom is quite a walk away. So if you are in a hurry and you're prairie dogging it, then you may want to drop off or first park closer to the food court, which is about here. We scored this Supercharger an 8 out of 10.
Hey, Zach and Jesse, here we are in Barstow, California at a brand new Supercharger that was, well, I heard about 100 stall one. That's not this one. This has 22 version 3 Supercharger stalls and about 30 destination chargers, level 2s. That's right here behind the Tangier Outlet Mall and the Holiday Inn Express and the Hampton Inn at Lenwood Road off Interstate 15 between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. It's very close to a much older Supercharger that's at the Chili's restaurant across the way, which has believe 18 spots, and that's it. Brand new Supercharger in Barstow, California. And if you go here to the outlet center, free gift with your charge. So that's the report. Late June of 2022 in Barstow, California. I give this 8 out of 10.
Thank you so much for doing Supercharger reviews.
Free gift.
Free gift. Pop. That's so nice. That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing Supercharger reviews. We have a map on our website where you can view all the Supercharger reviews and upload your own. So be sure to do that. It's just such a great way to connect with our community and to know what the Superchargers look like. You need to know what they look like.
I mean, free gift, that's +1 in my, like, if it was going to be an 8, it'd be a 9.
At least.
I got to know what the gift is, though.
It's probably nothing too exciting. Because that's a very popular Supercharger station.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, what do we got for new Superchargers in the world?
We got number 10 in Hungary is the 12 stall in...
What's the name of the town?
Székesfehérvár. I think I did it.
We got number 39 in Indiana, the 8 stall in Columbus, Indiana.
The 6 stall in Kindersley, Saskatchewan.
The 6 stall in Dongguan, China.
Number 21 in Alabama is the 16 stall in Alabaster, Alabama.
We got the 6 stall in Yorkton, Saskatchewan.
The 6 stall in Perth South, Western Australia.
Number 164 in France is the 16 stall in Montmelot, France.
Number 75 in Pennsylvania is the 8 stall in Bridgeville, Pennsylvania.
We got the 12 stall in Yas in New South Wales, Australia.
Number 8 in Romania is the 14 stall in Bucharest at the Mega Mall in Romania.
Number 187 in Germany is the 8 stall in Herne, Germany.
The 20 stall in Vista at University Drive, California.
The 16 stall in Albury, New South Wales, Australia.
The 8 stall in Solana Beach, California.
The 12 stall in Kirkland, Washington.
Number 76 in Australia is the 4 stall in Sydney at Forest Lodge in New South Wales.
Number 1908 in China is the 4 stall in Tianjin, Mijiang Impression City, China.
Number 412 in California is the 12 stall in Soda Springs, California.
Number 44 in the Netherlands. Number 1103 in Europe is the 12 stall in Haarlem, Netherlands. By the way, that's where Haarlem, New York City was named after. It was originally called New Haarlem in 1658.
Oh, wow. I thought it was New Amsterdam.
Well, that was another place they named.
Oh.
They named a lot of places because they started it.
Okay. And number 54 in Washington, number 2,080 in the United States, and 5,836 in the world is the 12 stall in Tulalip Bay, Washington, which was named after the Tulalip tribes.
Yeah, because I thought it was named after tulips, but it wasn't. No. And you made it to the end of the show. Thank you so much. But you know what? If you haven't gotten enough of your Zach and Jesse content this week, there's a lot more. You can go over to Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month, you can sign up for our Patreon bonus stories. We also have other stories there in our Investor Club.
And if you sign up for the Investor Club, you also get your name on the end credits. And if you don't want to splurge all the way for the Investor Club, you can go to the $5 level and still get your name in the end credits as well. Which I want to thank all of our patrons for making the show possible. You might be like, how do they put out an hour-long show every week? Well, it's not based on the views. Sadly.
No.
It is based off of Patreon support. It's how this show gets run. So thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. But there's still more content.
There's still more.
We still have more content. If you go over to our Disruptive Investing channel, there you can watch for free. It's a free YouTube channel just like this one. And we have some more content for you this week. So if you want to check that out, learn a little bit about some, well, you'll have to see what the topic is this week. And also, we have our Now Let's Review channel.
Correct.
Which is another free channel that you can go check out if you want to learn about e-bikes and other cool stuff.
Oh, and because you watched to the end of the show, I love to give you little just bonuses.
Ooh.
We're starting a new channel.
Yes.
Do you remember what this channel is?
It's called Now We Adventure, and it is because we have reviewed so many great and amazing e-bikes, we are taking those e-bikes on some great and amazing trips that are just around us. That's where we're starting, but I want to go on some really big adventures with e-bikes and electric cars. It's been so cool to explore some of the places that are just a few miles away from us that I've never seen before, mainly because I didn't want to sweat my butt off on a bike.
Right.
Now with an e-bike, I still get sweaty. I still get some exercise, but I can go for 30, 40 miles and just get to explore such a beautiful place. So if you want to check that out,
we haven't launched it yet. It's coming soon.
We're getting it ready and we'll be launching it soon. So stay tuned for that. We'll let you know on the main show, but you guys will know first. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Now you know.